And those officers, leadership in the NYPD described the police officers who fucking murdered him on a sidewalk as a few bad apples. These examples demonstrate that the bad apple narrative is used to shield and protect a seemingly criminal institution. Law enforcement is a criminal empire in itself, in my opinion. By framing these incidents as a result of individual misconduct, it prevents the rest of us from asking more difficult questions about the system that the systematic issues that plague police departments and the willingness to have these behaviors continue. And I'm saying the reason why they keep the reason why this whole protect and serve that propaganda is because the law enforcement field is a fucking criminal empire. It's a criminal empire, and nothing but fucking criminals work for them. And not only do they have a varying degree of criminals in the police department, they got their wing of the police department that is willing to murder in its name. If we keep hearing about bad apples in the police departments across the country, it suggests that that there's something fundamentally wrong. A profession that regularly produces bad apples without addressing the root cause is one that is entirely rotten. But we just got a few bad apples.
I think the narrative that that the police are on some epidemic of shooting unarmed black men is simply a false narrative, and also the narrative that that's based on race. The fact of the matter is it's very rare for an unarmed African American to be shot by a white police officer.
much like everybody else, we should all just get disgusted when we see the phrase Black Lives Matter now because of what that rogue organization of dyke women did. Oh, excuse me, did to abuse the phrase Black Lives Matter. But I think that video, served the point. When it comes to dealing with police, especially for Black people, the stakes are just incredibly too high. The history of policing in the United States, coupled with the ongoing reality of racial violence against Black folks, makes any interaction with law enforcement fraught with danger. This is not about me or any one of us being paranoid. It's about survival. Black people should seriously reconsider volunteering to interact with the police in any capacity, because doing so can have life-altering and even life-threatening consequences. In part 2 of The Devil in Blue, A Few Bad Apples, I'm going to spend that entire stream talking about why we should not interact with law enforcement, and then your rights that you need to know and what you should not do, especially if they come knocking at your door. There's a reason why NWA made the song, fuck the police. There's a reason why that. Until next time, y'all.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. Stand clear, done man attack. You can't stand where I stand, you can't walk where I walk. Watch out, we run New York. Policeman come, we bust them out the park. I know this for a fact. You don't like how I act. You claim I'm selling crack, but you be doing that. I'd rather say see ya, cause I would never be ya. Be a officer, you wicked overseer. You hot shot, wanna get props and be a savior. First show a little respect, change your behavior. Change your attitude, change your plan. There can never really be justice on stolen land. Are you really for peace and equality? Or when my car's hooked up, you know you wanna follow me. Your laws are minimal, cause you won't even think about looking at the real criminal. This has got to cease, cause we be getting hyped to the sound of the police. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. Now here's a little truth. Open up your eye while you're checking out the boombox. Check the exercise. Take the word overseer like a sample. Repeat it very quickly in a crew, for example. Overseer, 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 officer, 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 officer. Yeah, officer from overseer. You need a little clarity? Check the similarity. The overseer rode around the plantation. The officer is on patrol in our nation. The overseer could stop you what you're doing. The officer will pull you over just when he's pursuing. The overseer had the right to get ill. And if you fought back, the overseer had the right to kill. The officer has the right to arrest. And if you fight back, they put a hole in your chest. They both ride horses. After 400 years, I got no choices. The police, them have a nickel gun. So when I'm on the streets, I walk around